Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP is not tolerating infidelity, like a Giga Chad. Let's begin. Our first story was posted by Reddit user SailAway4269 now.
My ex-wife cheated with a 20-something-year-old guy when she was in her 40s. She met him on a flight returning home after visiting her parents. They were seated next to each other, chatted, and exchanged numbers. Apparently, their parents belonged to the same social circle, so that was the connection. He was a fresh graduate from our hometown headed for an internship in the city where we lived. I met him at the airport while picking up my wife. She said he was a fine young man and that it would be nice for us to help him not feel alone in the big city. So we did. We invited him for lunch or dinner over the weekends, taking him to the beach with us and the kids. Occasionally, my wife went out shopping with him or to watch a movie I didn't like. A few times, she took him to a party at some of her friends' places. I stayed home with the kids and was genuinely grateful that I didn't have to waste my time with people I didn't like. He appeared to be withdrawn, not really talking too much. I didn't think anything of it. Little did I know they were getting intimate all that time, every opportunity they had. 6 months passed, his internship was over, and he went back where he came from. I thought I would never hear from him again. What I didn't know was they stayed in touch. The young guy caught feelings and was living in the illusion that somehow his time would come to be with my wife again. A few years passed. We divorced for reasons other than cheating. If you've ever lived with a narcissist, then you'd know why. I wasn't even aware of her cheating at the time. After the divorce, thanks to friends, I found out the extent of it. She was a master manipulator and covered her tracks well while I was naive beyond belief. I believed every word she said. The rare mistake she made, if it was a mistake, was bragging to her girlfriends about the benefits of having a 20 years younger boy toy. One of them told me the whole story, and that's how I found out about it. Once we divorced, the guy intensified his pursuit of my wife, probably thinking his chance was on. She must have rejected him, and as revenge, he sent an email with her explicit pics. No text, just pics. Some of them were taken in our bedroom, some in our living room, and some in what I assume was his place. Some were pics where she was obviously posing for him, and some were hardcore from his POV. I didn't reply to that email, nor did I mention it to my wife, with whom I remained in contact because of the kids. That wasn't the only time she cheated. Friends made sure to make me aware of her other adventures. Many of them knew about her hobby for years, but kept quiet. By that time, I was over her and didn't really care about her escapades. The fact that she was sleeping with others behind my back became irrelevant. What hurt was the realization that I believed I had a partner, a best friend for life, and was totally unaware of reality. That feeling was humiliating. It also made me angry, more at myself than at her. I couldn't believe how naive I was and how many obvious red flags and weak lies I missed or ignored. For years, I worked day and night doing whatever needed to be done to provide for my stay-at-home wife and kids the best I could, and the reward was betrayal by the one I trusted the most. Anyway, that was a while ago. It took many years to clean up the financial mess divorce brings. Things like that are impossible to forget or forgive, at least for me. I never really healed emotionally, but learned how to live with it. The experience changed me, and to be honest, I like my new self more than the person I was. I am a lot stronger now. The kids have grown up and turned out fine. They stayed close to me, but not to their mother. I have remained single, as I couldn't trust any woman ever again. Friends still make sure that I am briefed about my ex-wife's current adventures. They will never know how much I don't care. It must be satisfying for them to show off their success and happiness with their own family life. They help me understand who my friends really are. My ex-wife continued with her ways, having one primary partner and sleeping around. Probably her partners knew and were okay with it. The young guy went to another city for work. I was told they get together whenever he's in town. Then there was talk about her being part of three-person wrestling, then that she's bi. It turned out she's not only a narcissist, but a nympho too. The latest I heard, not from her but her friend, was that she was diagnosed with BPD.
You know what's weird? They didn't tell you anything about her affairs while the two of you were married, but they love keeping you informed after the divorce. I don't know, man, but I think your ex has something to do with that. Just block them all already, OP. They're obviously not your friends. And now that the kids are all grown up, you don't have to stay in contact with your ex too. Look, man, I'm glad that you're a lot happier now. I wish you well. Today's second story was posted by a throwaway Reddit account.
My wife and I have been together for 18 years. We had our ups and downs, but overall, our marriage has been solid, and she was my best friend. We've always been very close with our children, 15 and 17, and have raised them very much as a unit. And in turn, they're very close to us. About 2 weeks ago, I brought up an advice column in the paper I had read regarding infidelity and talked about it for a bit. I could see she had clearly started to tear up and was attempting to hide it, so I asked her what was bothering her. She confessed that about 7 years ago, she cheated on me with a former coworker on a business trip, and then once with him after that before breaking it off due to guilt. This was around the time she left that job for a new one, which she had told me back then was due to feeling like it wasn't a good fit, but now confesses was because she didn't want to work with him anymore. She says she never had a good reason for it. She knew it was wrong then, but gave in to the urge, and nothing has ever happened since. She claims she confessed now because she can't live with the guilt of hiding it from me. We talked about it for the next 3 days while the kids were in school, trying our best not to let them know while they were home. I realized I'd never be able to let this go, nor would I be able to forgive her. She's distraught. We sat our kids down to tell them that our marriage was ending. Obviously, this was extremely tough. They acted as one would expect, and blame was thrown at both of us. My wife and I agreed to tell them it was mutual, but I guess guilt got the better of her again because she ended up crying and telling them not to blame me, that she betrayed my trust in the past and just told me now and that it's all her fault. This had the opposite effect of what she intended, and now both our kids absolutely resent me for not forgiving mom and ruining our family. My wife has repeatedly tried to put the blame back on herself, which only makes the kids double down and defend her more as if she's the victim. I don't want to drag their mother through the mud, so I'm trying to explain as tactfully as I can. But they've gone as far as saying that when I get my own apartment, they don't want to see me anymore. They've refused my suggestion of seeing a therapist together and reject the idea that I still plan to see them on a regular basis and be on good terms with their mother. My wife isn't helping matters as she's been an emotional wreck since I told her of my plan to leave. I love my kids, but I don't know how to make them understand this without dragging their mother through the mud. I don't know how to assure them this has nothing to do with them or that I'm not trying to punish or hurt their mom. I just know that I cannot get past this, and for my own happiness, I need to leave.
Finally, someone who gets it!
Any suggestions on how to get them to stop seeing me as the villain would be helpful. TLDR, wife revealed past infidelity. I'm leaving. Kids hate me for it. Edit. Guys, I appreciate the advice, but I'm not asking how to get past the infidelity. I've made my decision, and it's not something I'm willing to forgive. I'm looking for advice on how to handle this with my kids and how to reassure them we can still be a family even if we aren't married.
OP, I think this comment by Reddit user Some Scribbles is excellent advice.
When your mom and I got married, we made promises to each other, big ones. The most important promises two people can make. Not only did your mother break one of those promises, but she kept it a secret for years. I still love your mom as a person, but I'm really hurt about what she did and how she hid it from me. I don't think this is something I could forgive and forget. Just like I hope you wouldn't if someone breaks big promises with you. I know this is upsetting, but your mom and I think this is the best way for our family moving forward.
Today's final story was posted by Reddit user Queasy Ad.
I, 42, and my girlfriend, 35, have been going steady for about a year now. We got close after my last relationship ended and began dating and hanging out every day. After a while, we decided to move in together to increase our financial abilities, and it was nice at first. Then, after a few weeks, she began to slowly withdraw from me. She would spend all her time in a different room or come home late from work each and every day. She told me that it's because I don't give her enough attention. She said I've been emotionally detached and haven't been opening up. So she has been sad about it for a while and feels like she has to take care of herself now. She said over time it has caused her to harbor resentment towards me. She got hospitalized about a month ago and was scared she had the big C, but it turned out to be the flu, and there were no signs of it. She was on antibiotics and wasn't able to eat well for a few weeks. Her job made her take a week off to recover, and when she got back, it turned out the company had been bought out, and she may be losing her job. I've been almost nonstop trying to help her at every turn, taking time off work to ensure she could go to the hospital each time, waking up early to make her food and take care of the chores, making her a good dinner, and going to bed late to make sure everything is taken care of. I've been trying my best to take care of her and help her succeed. This past week, she went to Publix by herself to have me time, and I told her to have a great time and to enjoy herself. She didn't get back from Publix until 10 p.m. or 7 hours later. I did the thing no man should do, but she left her phone unlocked the other night, and I saw a conversation with another man she's known through a friend. I saw through the texts that they hung out that night, and before they hung out, they exchanged explicit texts only people who are sleeping together exchange. The thing that bugs me the most is I've been asking her previously if she has been talking to someone else because she has been so distant, and she told me 3 times that she wasn't. I asked again last night and she said the same thing. I have been telling her I love her every day, and she's been telling me back and kissing me goodbye and hello. Now that I know she has 99% most likely cheated on me, I don't know what to do. I still love her, but it will hurt to say it now. TLDR, my paranoia led me to read my girlfriend's texts a few nights back, and I saw that she met some other guy instead of going where she said she was going. I still love her, but I don't know if I can ever trust her again. Where should I start? Now for OP's update. I, 42, spoke with her, 35, the next morning about the text messages I saw. She kept telling me nothing was going on, so I told her I knew. She said she had never met up with him and that it was only emotional. I decided and said, okay, I can forgive you, and we can try to move on if you want to as well. Let's restructure everything and make sure this doesn't happen again.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
A few days later, I'm going through her phone again because I'm still feeling like she's hiding something. She was. It was only the tip of the iceberg. She was talking to another guy as well, much less and more briefly with this one. And then there was her boss. He's about 30 years older than her, with a wife and family. She's been seeing him for over a month now and messaging him only through email. I finally went to her emails because her other apps had nothing. I read message after message, them banging here and banging there, talking about breeding this and that. I started just laughing. The last person she told me I needed to worry about. I added the guy's wife on Facebook. I'm on the fence about sending her all the messages. I took pictures of everything. I think it's messed up, but she deserves to know too, right? I also partly want to get revenge to see if my ex will get fired. TLDR, my ex-girlfriend has been actually talking to 3 dudes, and I'm laughing because she played the first 2 and me. The dude she's actually banging has 1 leg and is 30 years older than her and married with kids. Should I tell his wife?
Why are a lot of men today are so brainwashed to think that looking at their partner's phone is a mortal sin? You're in a relationship, so what if the other goes through your messages? Only people that has something to hide will ever get upset with their partner looking through their phone. OP, you've been together for only a year and she already pulled this bullshit. This isn't worth it, man. Come on, you're a 42-year-old. You have got to have more self-respect than this. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.